We have a lot of great speakers that we've had, and I think we really try. I know, especially Suzanne has tried to pick some speakers with some different kind of topics than what our normal topics would have been in the past, and we've had a lot more variety. I would think more, I like the speakers that lean more towards when they talk about branding ourselves, when we create our own brand. Those are my favorite speakers because that does make each of us an individual, but yet we all, we have our strengths that we bring, and that is what helps to create our brand. And so that is really the speakers that I've really focused on probably the most lately.
I keep everybody engaged, or offend probably most of you at some point. The deal is I need to figure out how to create this brand you. You need to actually come off like Nike, like McDonald's, like you figure out the brand that's out there that's selling you stuff today. I need you to be that unique. If you can't figure out who you are and what you represent and why you're really good at it, then you're already way behind the pack.
You know, one of the things that one of the speakers that, you know, we had at one of our seminars, Cassandra, you know, just, you know, she had me come up and speak to everybody, and I don't like to speak in front of groups, you know.
Fabulous.
It's just I
now
get,
that's really good evidence.
Yeah, it's not.
The evolution of how
I don't
you
feel
grow.
comfortable doing that, which Cassandra would say, "Don't
ran
say
up
that."
to the front of the
Yeah,
room.
You know,
that's old script. And you gotta get rid of the old script.
yeah, get rid of the old script, and you know. So that was another thing that I learned from her is, you know, is to the self-talk. You know,
Yeah.
really is important.
Talked about self-talk, negative talk to yourself. I used to tell a story that my I am story was I have to work hard for everything that I get, and nothing comes easy for me. And that story came from when I was in the 8th grade. I won't bore you with where the story came from. But I'll tell you, that's the story I had. I used to tell myself that. I have to work hard for everything that I get, and nothing comes easy for me. So guess what showed up, what my reality was? Nothing came easy, and I worked really hard, and nothing came easy. Whatever you tell yourself shows up. I am, and whatever you put after that is very powerful. It affects your brand. So if you're telling yourself things like, I am positive, I am upbeat, I am patient, I am kind, that shows up. But if you say, I am sick of this job, I hate these people I work with, I am sick and tired, that shows up too. So I told that story, and when things showed up easy for me, I didn't trust it. Because no, it doesn't match my story. Oh, that's too easy. When someone would come to say, Cassandra, let me help you with that. What do you want? I didn't trust them. So things did show up easy, but I didn't trust them because it didn't match my story. We tend to reinforce what we tell ourselves. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to finish the sentence, I am, and I want you to write down every adjective and noun that you can think of that will be part of your brand. I am, and talk to yourself positively.
You know, like you were saying, that we are harder on ourselves as women, and you know, we are nurturers by nature, and you know, we're always looking how can we help the other person, and we don't really think about ourselves very often, and so that's where, you know, it helps us personally and professionally, you know, to think about ourselves. To, like, one of the other things was self-care. You know, take time out to dream. Think about the things that you want in your future.
Absolutely.
You know, there's these, you know, that's what I get from these speakers is, you know, be able to get that one takeaway that really makes you think, you know, and I've thought a lot about, you know, I've been thinking a lot about that. So that's, you know, been a great benefit.
Absolutely.
I think too our speakers have enabled some of the newer members, or maybe some of the members that where their job is downsized and they find themselves out of a job, in coming in and talking about how do you get your resume out there on LinkedIn? Or how do you proceed to get a job in today's world? That's a whole lot different
Right.
than when I got my job 14 years ago. It's a whole new ballgame out there.
Have you ever been part of a situation where there's been a layoff? People having to scale down, several people go, and your question to yourself is what? What if I am next? One of the things that happened in the room is everybody got real still. And some of you went. You were really hoping I wouldn't look at you. And isn't that what happens in our workplace when there is some kind of a big change? Perhaps people are being let go, and we tend to pull into ourselves, don't we? We got to just keep our eyes focused and don't look at me. And we even alienate ourselves sometimes from those people that we know are going to be let go. Sometimes change is not by our choice. It is forced.
And so having these speakers come in and be able to tell us all how that we need to, how it works out there.
Yeah, how
in the world
employers are
today.
looking at you.
Right.
Yeah. Because because now you can't print off a paper resume and leave it with an employer. They want you to do everything electronically. You know, and another thing about that employers are looking at too is, you know, what are you doing on your social media sites?
Right.
They're researching you. Is this a person that I want to hire to be part of my company? Are they going to integrate well with the culture that we have here?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that by our speakers coming in and educating us on how to proceed with job hunting today, those are some of the things that we can look at and be more aware of. You know, and that we can pass along even to my children, you know, about you may want to reconsider about what you're putting out there on social media because
Exactly.
your
Because someone's looking
employer,
at that.
yes,
Exactly.
somebody is going to have access to
Yeah.
look at that, and you may want to reconsider that pictures of party night. So, you
Yeah.
know, and it's just that awareness and the speakers and how they bring that awareness to
Yeah,
us.
you don't want to
about-
be in the political arena sometime in your future, and then they look at something that you said or did 25 years ago. You know?
That's right. Well, you know, I'm excited for this year's speakers because we're doing things a little bit differently. We're going to have a program where one speaker comes in for 3 months and does a deeper dive on a topic. So, and it's going to be about influence and accessing and building teams within your company, in which we can carry back to the chapter, in which we can carry back to our personal lives. And then we're going to have a 2-part series on personal finances and looking at that. And so it's going to be different, and I think it's going to give us a broader base even more to draw people in and help reach, you know, because what's in it for me is really what we have to look at as the board and how we develop and move forward. And I think these things, when we're looking at it through those lenses, as people, that it's going to say, yeah, I want to be part of that, and I want to learn more. And okay, I see the value in investing in me, and look what it's done for them. I want that for me also.
I like the innovation in the topics and the new ideas and the new way that things are evolving and that we're working at evolving in the organization to create more awareness in our members, not only of just necessarily what's in it for me, but what can I give back and where can I bring something. I think that's important that we encourage that. Is in that also encourages members to grow and to change both personally and professionally.
My wife says, Charles, do you think that's a good idea? Yeah, this is going to be perfect.